Greetings, everybody. I'm High Priest Aaren Williams Striplin, Tribal Levi, Tabernacle of God. I'm actually Aaren Williams Striplin. So I'm a United States of America citizen. I have papers, causes, and effects. I'm African American, Cherokee Indian, Jew, Christian, paraplegic man. I got a birth certificate. I got a social security card. I got a bank card. I got driver's license, a United States of America passport. All of my stuff was stolen by Joe Biden. He actually tried to steal my identity. He actually tried to steal High Priest Aaren from me in the actual tabernacle of God, and the fulfillment of the law regarding the 7 churches of Asia, tabernacle of God. And he wasn't alone. In fact, he was doing it for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is responsible for murder, home invasion, and also his family. And so we've got a series of accounts where Anglo-Saxon paraplegic man Donald Trump is using his mobility device to steal from African American paraplegic man Aaren Striplin. And he's using his armies to do so while the Federal Bureau of Investigations is here, and while Aaren Striplin was sitting as his son, Barron Trump. But how did you get to this point? Well, everything has an origin. So let's start back in 1990s, where everything took place. Donald Trump was going around the neighborhood as a real estate developer. He was big in business. He also had a huge presence in entertainment. He decided, when he came upon the house of Helen Striplin, that he would do a home invasion on it. He got the business license. He kidnapped Aaren from the middle school, but he held him as a slave for profit. He wanted Aaren Striplin to be a software developer, or at least he wanted Aaren Striplin to develop something that he can sell on the black market and give him an exit out of the home invasion murder of Helen Striplin. So he demanded music, authorship of books, games, philosophy, art, starring in television shows, having a radio station, popular talk show, starring in movies, fitness programs, all of these different things that can be considered an app store today for e-readers, tablets, notebooks, and laptop computers, software configurations, and big money on the black market. And so what Donald Trump did was he maintained his accounts of slavery. His account was titled BB Jennifer, and he planned on maintaining the entire life of the slave Aaren Striplin with the BB Jennifer account. So he created business licenses in order to do so. He created Microsoft. He named the people in Microsoft after the name BB Jennifer, who he created himself as an exit strategy of slavery. He also used Jennifer many times in many different television shows with many different people. He also wanted to get a serpent in Mexico and murdered the victim there. So he got a Jennifer from over there. He decided that he was going to maintain that one Jennifer account for the duration of the life of Aaren Striplin, and that will allow him to get away with the home invasion of Helen Grace Striplin. And that is exactly what he did. But he had to get his family involved. He had a son. His son's name was Barron, after the initial of BB Jennifer, so that he can use Barron Trump to maintain the account of BB Jennifer simply by calling him Little B. Okay. Why is this important? Well, it's simple. He decided to go against the United States of America Constitution, the right of people to peacefully assemble to petition the government for redress of grievances. the right for people to be safe and secure in their papers, causes, and effects, the right for people to be protected from servitude slavery, the right from people to be illegally quartered by militaries or militias, the rights for people to have their own guns. This individual decided that he was going to go against the entire United States of America Constitution simply by using business to gain popularity. Okay, so in the United States of America, if you are accused of a crime, you have the right to confront your accusers. You also have a right to go to court within a reasonable amount of time. If you have a speedy trial, that time is typically 60 days. Therefore, if you have a locker at a public storage, you don't lose your locker. If you have a home and you're paying mortgage, you probably won't lose your home. If you have a job, you probably can have an excuse and go back to your job. However, this individual decided to create no court until he murdered his victim for the house, and no court until he got back for slavery, using that same account, BB Jennifer. I want you guys to pay attention to what you're going to see. And throughout the duration of this trial, you're going to see the actual gloves that he wore, which held what was inside of his hand: home invasion, murder, slavery. You're going to see the ski mask that he wore while he was moving around in the house for home invasion, the murder weapons that he used, the weapons that he used for torture, the rope that he used to tie up his victims, the getaway cars that he got in to drive off, the lift managers that he used to get the home valuables out of the house, the home valuables that he took out of the house, and the actual house that he took. Well, I want you to do a little investigation for yourself. I want you to go to People's Finders, and I want you to find Helen Grace Striplin. You'll find that she has a house in Hercules, California. I want you to find that she has a house as Helen Grace Striplin McLeod in Hayward, California. I want you to find that Helen Grace Striplin McLeod Smith has a house in Oakland, California. And I want you to find that Helen Grace Striplin McLeod Smith has a house in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then I want you to get involved in the investigation. I want you to get involved by calling law enforcement with jurisdiction over that matter to find out who's staying in that house right now. You're going to find out that the house that Helen Grace Striplin once owned when she was alive is now being held by, they're saying, Ivanka Trump. A lot of people are saying it. A lot of people are saying that Donald Trump is living in the house. Whether they're renting the house out to other people in the process of selling the house or living in it, I want you to confirm it for yourself. So you can do this by going on the internet and just typing in People Finder and search for Helen Grace Striplin, Helen, Helen Grace, Grace, Striplin, Striplin. And that's in Hercules, California, And then Helen Grace Striplin McLeod. You spell McLeod, McCloud. And that's in house in Hayward, California. And then you'll find Smith, which is Smith. Helen Grace Striplin McLeod Smith will have a house in Oakland, California, and also a house in Las Vegas, Nevada. The house in Las Vegas, Nevada is owned by Helen Grace Striplin, and that is the actual house that Donald Trump killed Helen Grace Striplin McLeod Smith for in the home invasion from the 1990s to 2022. But he did the murder between 2016 and 2022 while in office of the United States presidency, because he was the one that was actually doing the home invasion between the years of 1993 and 2016 that was reported to the actual FBI director, James Comey, between the years of 2011 and 2016. Donald Trump decided to fire James Comey, the actual witness who was hearing the evidence and exhibits of the report of Donald Trump doing the home invasion when he got into office. Or was it Robert Mueller? Yeah, Robert Mueller. All right, so, James Comey, fired James Comey. So, how does this happen? Well, it's simple. There's something called evidence and exhibits. And I want you to look at the evidence and exhibits in this case. I want you to look at lulu.com, and I want you to look at a book published entitled Donald John Trump, Redress of Grievance, Ransomer. If you buy that book, you're going to find that Maple is as one of the ransomers. And so he killed thinking that Maple was Marlon Maple, his ex-wife. He thought that he was going to have a house free and clear. When all of this was reported to the FBI and to law enforcement with territorial jurisdiction over the subject matter, when it got to his desk, and being the fact that it was being confronted and he was the one doing the home invasion the entire time, he decided to go ahead and do that. So what happens after that? Well, typically there's a such thing called a wills in trust. So if someone owns a house, they can leave the house to their family members, daughters, sons, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, cousins, or friends, or fans. I'm sure Helen Grace Striplin has family and friends. Well, Donald Trump decided to kill those family and friends. The murder didn't stop there. He decided that he was going to kill Quayle Striplin and Jonas Striplin. He decided that he was going to kill Shantel Stokes and Darren Striplin. And he decided that he was going to kill everybody that is a Striplin so that he can own the house that he did the home invasion in. And that's exactly what he did. But first, he had to commit treason. He had to actually hire Mexicans to abduct Jonas Striplin in Mexico. And to say it was actually a Mexican by the name of Carlos Slim, so he can kill Jonna so she can't get the house. He used Joe Biden to kill Shantel Stokes and Darren Striplin so that they couldn't get the house. And then he doubled back asking people to serve for him to kill Aaren Striplin. But first he used Tiffany Trump. He demanded that Aaren Striplin give the Trump Dance Hospital that you'll find on lulu.com to Tiffany Trump, or Helen Gray or Shantel Stokes will be murdered, which is the reason why Donald Trump is a transient. He claims to have a metropolis, which might be witnesses out there that Donald Trump is a transient. And so I want you to come forward and join the investigation at the John Edgar Hoover FBI building, where we have a separation from Richard Hansen, and we actually prosecute people to the fullest extent of the law, and no man is above the law. So basically, Donald Trump used his an opportunity to torture Shantel Stokes, trying to get the mobility device so that he can kill Aaren Striplin for all of the home valuables that was reported to the FBI that he himself took in slavery for a chance to own the tabernacle.